Slash and Cast.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Have you checked the children?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Boogeyman is real, and you found him.
Don't you blame the movies! Movies don't create psychos! Movies make psychos!
Everybody, welcome back to Slasher Cast, the podcast where we talk horror and nothing but horror, brought to you by the Slasher Cast Podcast Network and my YouTube channel, Slasher Media, we talk horror and nothing but horror. How is everybody doing? How is doing well? And today, guys, we're going to continue our Evil Dead reviews because we've already done Evil Dead 2013. We are going to do Evil Dead Rise today, and you may be wondering why there is a third fucker here. Because Pit has finally got off his ass to join the pod. So, hi, Pit.
Hi.
Lovely intro. And always, I'm joined by the other douchebag, Mori.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, these people just like when I call them douches and stuff, you know, it's weird. But, yeah, Mori, today, since there's two of us, is put together the bad descriptions. So, today, Maury is going to give me and Pit bad descriptions, and I wanted to ask, do me and Pit work together, or do we verse each other?
So let's let Pit be the deciding factor. Pit, would you like to be against Slasher or be with Slasher in determining these?
I want to try to test my knowledge against someone that's probably watched more horror than me.
Ooh, okay. Right, I will keep score. So Pit, Slasher, and I will just tally it. All right.
So then, to be fun there, and to give Pit a taste, let's grab one from let's just use one from last week as like an example, okay?
And then I'll count that as a point still, though.
Yakum has a point still, but I mean, you would know it though. That was the idea. Is like we would just grab.
All right,
I would grab one of the ones you gave us.
It's like a.
Yeah. It's like a little warm up, right? So let me just move our little camera thing because I see your bright face right over the description. Okay. A quiet, introspective film about the importance of community support and fire safety. A misunderstood individual struggling with anxiety has a series of unfortunate encounters with some overly enthusiastic trick-or-treaters. The local residents, in a heartwarming display of civic engagement, decide to organize a neighborhood watch, but communication breakdowns lead to some misunderstandings.
Oh, wait.
There's also a subplot about some really persistent home improvement issues that just won't go away.
Maury got this in first try.
I was warmed up though.
At first, I was thinking Halloween, but I was like, no, that's not Halloween. Once we got to the part about City Watch or whatever.
By the rules is you can ask for hints if you get stuck.
Hint. Give me a hint on this one. I feel like I know this, but I need to confirm.
Yeah. So, what is a good hint that doesn't immediately give it away? Slash, do you have one off the top of your head since this was yours from last week?
I want to say it is one of the big franchises.
Does that help?
By the way, when me and Maury talk big franchises, we mean Child's Play, Chucky films, Halloween, Nightmare, Friday, Scream, Texas, all those, like the big slashers.
The only two I can think of is Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street. But Nightmare on Elm Street has nothing to do with a Night Watch or anything like that. I mean, technically it does because they're making sure they don't fall asleep. I mean, I'm going to guess Nightmare on Elm Street.
which one, because this could be a sequel.
It could be. Oh, you.
We
are going
do,
that
we
deep.
do go deep. We do go sequels.
So does that
Oh.
change your decision as well? And if it is a Nightmare on Elm Street,
No,
Gosh,
I still think it's Nightmare. I still think it's that.
So which one?
Uh,
Nightmare 1, 2, 3, Dream Warriors, Dream Master. It's definitely not the remake. Or Freddy's Dead, or New Nightmare.
I'm guessing Dream Master.
Maury?
that is incorrect.
Damn, what was it?
You're gonna kill yourself.
It is.
You're gonna
So
kill
yeah, how
yourself.
about this? It is not part of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
Yeah.
Then it's gotta be Halloween then.
But
Yeah.
which one?
Which one?
Not that one.
It's obvious when you think about it.
It's not that obvious. If
The only two I can think of is when Michael's going after Laurie's daughter or whatever her name was. But I don't remember which one. It's either gonna be the fourth one or the fifth one.
He goes after Laurie's
I-
daughter in about 3 of them.
Oh, there's three?
It's Halloween 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
All of
Does this have Paul Rudd in it or something?
no.
that was the dream. That was the Cult of the Thorn.
That was the Cult
no,
of the
was
Thorn
H-
movie.
Was that the Cult of the Thorn or was that H2O?
No, that was Cult of the Thorn. In H2O, she had a son, not a daughter.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess it was 5.
I'd say that's correct. Halloween Kills.
I had to think about that one.
You
That was a
messed
tough
with
one.
him there. It's not 5.
It's not 5. You said Halloween 4, 5, and 6.
No, that's what he guessed. He thought it was one of those. It's Halloween Kills.
Yeah, so if we're saying
That's
4, 5, and
5.
6, right? Halloween. See,
Halloween.
So your math is off there, Slasher.
No, listen here.
Yeah.
No, listen here, right?
No, wait. You said Halloween 4,
Halloween 2, Halloween
5,
3.
and 6. Yeah.
Right, listen.
You're the one who gave us the numbers we worked with here.
Right. Okay, I got it wrong. Because the films technically go Halloween 2, Season of the Witch. Then Halloween...
No.
not
Halloween
Season of the
3,
Witch.
Season of the
Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Halloween 4, 5, 6. And then it goes into Rob Zombie's remake and his second one.
Now,
Then it
so
goes
this is
into
where we get into
2018,
continuity,
Kills, and End.
But the canon storyline right now is Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
So I messed it up there. Sorry about that.
Terrible. We give it to Pitt by default for that.
Right, come on, give us the ones that you've come up with.
All right.
This
so
means I
let's
can't
see.
help
Now
him this
here's where the
time.
competition. Yeah, so the competition comes into play. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Right, as I'll ever be.
Number 1. 3 people with cameras document a nature walk. They encounter some minor navigational difficulties and experience a slight increase in nocturnal
I'm
disturbances.
good. I got it.
Okay.
Blair Witch Project.
Ding, ding, ding.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Damn. All right.
Wow, that was
Okay.
quick.
Are we ready for number 2?
Yeah. Wow.
it.
Okay.
A family deals with the aftermath of a death in the family. They experience some unusual domestic situations. There's a lot of focus on family dynamics, some artistic projects, and a few stressful social gatherings. The film explores themes of grief and inherited traits with a focus on interior design and cooking.
There's a death in the family.
Oh, I know it, but I don't know the name. Oh.
Give a hint.
A hint?
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see. A good hint would be
Pitt's killing himself over this now.
there's a
Wait,
food allergy in this film.
Food
Oh,
allergy.
yes. I know it.
Hereditary.
Damn.
Yes.
All right, it's one slasher, one pit.
You said allergy, and I remember the girl has a fucking allergy.
Yep.
Yeah, the anaphylactic shock. So are you ready for number 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
A family living in a rural area adopts a very strict policy of noise reduction. They face challenges
Quiet
related to
Place.
resources.
Yep.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Damn.
You said noise reduction, and that's instant.
Yeah.
Slasher 2, Pit 1.
Come on,
Are you ready
Pit.
for
You're
number
not
4?
beating me, buddy. Go on.
Are you ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Yep.
A ship carrying some unusual cargo experiences a series of increasingly inconvenient delays and logistical challenges during its trip. There are some minor crew
Go ship.
disagreements, a few unexplained inventory
No.
losses, and a general sense of increasing discomfort. Featuring riveting scenes of nautical knot tying, the suspense of slowly spoiling produce, and the existential dread of prolonged exposure to sea shanties. Prepare for a
Oh.
cinematic experience that'll make you long for the smooth
Jaws?
release of dry land
No.
and the comforting hum of modern plumbing. Also, some of the rats are acting weird.
What the fuck? What film takes place on a ship other than Ghost Ship?
No, there's a few, but oh fuck. Like there's a recent one with the like vampire. I just can't remember what it's called.
Is it
But I don't think it's
Oh, wait,
that
wait,
though.
wait, wait. I would say let's give Pitt a chance to answer the name.
It's me,
But I
innit?
don't know the
I got it
name
right,
though.
innit?
It's the
I know
it's
it.
Last Voyage of whatever it's called. Fuck.
If he can get it, I'll give him it.
Oh fuck.
Because
It's
he's
the
got the
Last
first part of the
Voyage.
name right.
Ah, shit.
The Last Voyage
Last-
of the... Remember, it's a
No.
Bram Stoker book. It's in the Bram Stoker book of Dracula.
Oh, I know, and I've read that book so many times, and I've seen the movie so many times too. Not the newest movie, but I know about it. God damn it.
Greek goddess.
Demeter.
There we go. Yep. So 2-2. The only reason I stepped in there is because as you said that out loud, I saw Slasher's eyes light up, and Slasher realized what it was.
I knew what it was soon as it...
It was a perfect layup, so I was like, wait.
Alright, go on. Next one.
All right. It'll be a fun
At this
one.
point, you're going to have to do some more. Because we're getting through these very quick.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys are rocking it. A family on a cross-country road trip takes a shortcut through a seemingly deserted stretch of desert. They encounter some local
Hill of His
residents.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
I was really
Apparently,
gonna say that, but yeah, Slasher got it out.
I honestly didn't know.
Desert.
Slasher had seen this one.
Yeah,
That
I've
was-
seen
that was
Hill.
only a
I
trip
have
in
seen
there.
Hills Has Eyes. I've seen the remakes
Yeah.
as well. I've seen both.
That's fair. All right. So number 6. It's a 3-2. This will see who the tiebreaker. You know, if we need a tiebreaker, we'll do more anyways. A family relocates to a new home near a somewhat unusual burial ground. They experience some
Insidious.
No, that's
mild
Poltergeist.
emotional distress and deal with the challenges of adjusting to
Poltergeist.
rural life. The film explores themes of grief.
It's reading
loss,
still,
and
so I
hope
don't
for
think it is.
unexpected outcomes when dealing with local traditions. They say focus on family relationships and the importance of respecting
No, so it's not
community
Poltergeist.
customs.
It's not
Why are you
Poltergeist.
trying to be mean to me, buddy?
It's not Poltergeist, is it?
No.
It's not Insidious.
Nope.
Okay.
Paranormal
So-
Activity?
Nope.
Family Traditions. Midsummer.
Nope.
No. It's not with a family.
Give us a hint.
Group of friends.
Oh,
A
yeah, true.
hint. A hint. A hint. A hint. A hint. It is part of a larger world of movies. Yeah, Lucas.
It's part of a larger world of movies.
Yeah. These movies, even though they're not part of the same franchise, it is connected to other ones.
The only thing I can think of is a Stephen King type of deal.
It can't be that.
Because all of
Unless-
his stories are set around the Dark Tower.
Yeah, it's fair. Ooh. Can you say it again?
Yeah, say it again.
Yeah. A family relocates to a new home near a somewhat unusual burial ground. They experience some mild emotional distress and deal with the challenges of adjusting to rural life. The film explores themes of grief, loss,
think
and
I
the potential for unexpected outcomes when dealing
I
with
think I
local
know.
traditions.
I know it.
You think you know?
Pet Cemetery.
It is in fact Pet Cemetery.
Yes.
All right, let me grab a
Yeah.
couple more.
No, I can,
Soon,
no, I
as
can
soon
see
as
it,
he
yeah.
started reading it again, I knew, yeah, it's definitely Pet Cemetery.
As soon as you mentioned, like, oh, it could be a Stephen King. Well, I was like, Slash just on the right path, right on the right path here.
The only thing I could think of was Stephen King loves to have his stories connected, but they're all connected through the Dark Tower book.
There's no way I would have gotten it unless you mentioned something about like something about like the fence never being made, a pet getting killed or something like
My
that. That's the
favorite,
only way.
my favorite line
It
from the
makes
movie.
sense.
My favorite line from that movie is, "Dead is always better." But
Yeah.
it's better when the guy says it from the original.
It's really obvious.
I mean, there's no way I would have gotten it, and I probably doubt you guys would have gotten it from like something like this. Dad puts off building a fence by the road and soon comes to regret it.
That would make sense for it. Let's see. Are we ready for number 7?
Yeah.
But
All right. So number 7. Static. Snow. Flickering light. A whisper just barely audible. When a series of seemingly unrelated deaths begin to plague a small coastal town, a local archivist, drawn in by a strange recurring symbol, finds herself entangled in a mystery that stretches beyond the limits of recorded history. The past bleeds into the present, and the lines between memory and reality dissolve. Every reflection holds a secret, every shadow a threat. She must unravel the threads of a forgotten tragedy before the silence claims her too. But some stories are best left unburied. Some images best left unseen. And some echoes, they never fade.
You had to fucking do that, didn't you?
Which part?
By the way, Pit's on fucking 2 here. I'm on 4.
Yeah, there's still a chance.
Silence of the Lambs. But I know it's not. It can't be.
Is it Mirrors?
Nope.
Midsummer.
No.
Fuck. So something happens where she has to have to remember the past and the future.
Symbol?
She has to go back through her past to solve something in her present.
I don't know what that symbol that's usually around.
And there's a symbol that activates it.
See what it says if I make it more obvious. Maybe it gives me a different, better version. Ooh, I think that actually, see, if I have it make it more obvious,
Give us a hint.
Completely gives away.
I think a hint is needed here.
Let's see. As they are reviewing footage, what is real is hard to determine. Maybe is that good? Is that
so? They're reviewing footage.
Ooh.
It's not The Ring, is it?
It's The Ring.
Nah. Nah. No way I got that.
So the more obvious version of that, by the way, was got 7 days. You'll wish you didn't. When a totally rad, like super old VHS tape starts circulating. That's literally how it opens. I'm like, nah, that's just The Ring, you know?
It got 2, I got 5.
All
right. Do we want more?
What we can do is we'll do guess the character at the end.
Okay, we can do it. You want to do guess the character in the end after the main event?
Yeah.
Perfect. You want to run through how we like to read these?
Pit, have you got the wiki open?
Did you send me a link of that?
It's in the group chat. If you just scroll up a little. For some reason, this one doesn't have the info that we normally read.
Okay, I got it.
Pit, Mori, are you seeing this? It doesn't have the info we normally read. Like the release, the budget, and everything.
It does not, but at the top part, you're right. It just doesn't Development's at the bottom.
There's nothing on
Okay.
this for
Alright, oh,
budget.
man.
I'll have more research that.
For the budget?
Like the budget and what it grossed and stuff like that. The stuff that it's not telling us on here. Right, so basically what we do is, so where it says plot summary, we would normally tell the info about obviously the budget and everything, and who made it and who distributed it and shit. And then we read this paragraph by paragraph, taking turns reading. And then we will, at the end, talk about it and give it a little bit of a review, give our rating of the film, what we thought about it. Have you seen this film?
Yes.
Right. So yeah, so once you read through it, we then obviously do a review, tell our thoughts, and give it a little bit of a rating out of 10, and then that's how we do it.
Okay.
Right. So Maury, do you want to give us the info?
Yep, I'm still looking for it at the moment. I just have a menace to society.
Your cat's not a menace to society. How dare you?
He
I
wants
mean,
to see
sometimes.
society burn. That's just what he does. Let's see.
I can't wait for Monday.
What's on Monday?
I can pre-order Dune Awakening. Awakening.
That would be really
Whackening.
Shut up. That's me. That's my Yorkshire. That's my Yorkshireness coming out. That's my Yorkshireness coming out.
Yorkshireness. All right, so IMDb's not the answer here, mainly because it looks like they hide it behind something else. All right, I got it. You ready for me to read it out?
Yeah.
All right, so for this week with Evil Dead Rise, it was directed by Lee Cronin, written by Lee Cronin. They were based on characters by Sam Raimi, produced by Rob Tappert, starring Lily Sullivan, Lily Sullivan, Alyssa Sutherland, Morgan Davies, Gabrielle Eccles, Neil Fisher. Cinematography by Dave Garbett, edited by Brian Shaw. Music by Stephen McKeown. Production companies were New Line Cinema, Renaissance Pictures, Pacific Renaissance, Wild Atlantic Pictures. Sorry, Lucas, please take your claws out of my neck and I will sit you down on the floor if you're just good and wait a second. There we go. Okay, thank goodness. Release dates was March 15th, 2023.
For those listening to the
and
audio
April
version of
21st,
this, he just told
2023
his cat
for
off.
United States. Yeah. Running time 97 minutes. Country United States. Language English. The budget was 15 to 19 million, and the box office drew 147 million dollars. So it was a success. We can just say that much.
I'm about to say it. This film did fucking great. I've got to admit, this film is fucking like the gore. That cheese grater scene. Whoa!
I just love the bathtub scene the most.
Wood chipper.
Woo. Oh yeah.
Right. Who wants to start reading?
Yeah. That's it. You start with the first paragraph, and then we'll go.
Oh yeah, give me
down
the
to
short
Pit,
one.
and then go to me. Yeah, I mean you're used to it, right? How tall are you?
Like 5.
In freedom
something.
units.
Freedom units.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. I'm about 5 summer, I think.
5 summers.
Something. Jesus
That's
Christ.
a pretty long. That's a pretty tall person right there.
Jesus.
I'm raising my desk.
I'm tall. End of. Cousins in Teresa and Jessica's boyfriend Caleb are vacationing at a lake house cabin when a seemingly ill Jessica scalps Teresa and decapitates Caleb before levitating above the lake. Pip. Me. It was me, you. Me, Pip, Maury.
Okay. One day earlier, upset at learning she is pregnant, guitar technician Beth Bixler visits her older sister Ellie, a tattoo artist, a single mother to teenagers Danny and Bridget, and child Cassie. however you want to pronounce it, in their home in Mundane or Munda, whatever you pronounce it. Monday Apartments, LA apartment complex, formerly a bank, slated for destruction in the coming weeks. Buildings shaken by earthquake, while the children are in the basement of the parking lot. Uncovering a concealed chamber, Danny investigates it, discovering religious artifacts. Three phonograph records from 1923 and a strange book that he takes up to his room. Believing he could possibly sell it and use the money to help Ellie, the initial record details rejected efforts by the Catholic priest named Marcus Littleton to research the book revealed to be one of the 3 volumes of the Naturum de Monto. Uh, the subsequent records revealed the priest continued his research in secret and recite an incantation that summons demonic entities known as Deadites.
I don't remember how many books is there actually in total.
There's 3.
Yeah, there's 3.
So we've
Yep.
technically seen 3
2 of
books
them.
already. No?
Oh, we've technically seen all 3 because Army of Darkness, they had all 3 in
Yeah.
the movie itself.
Yeah, I thought we did.
Yeah, Army of Darkness
Now,
showed all 3.
for the next paragraph, I don't agree necessarily with them calling it the Kandarian demon.
It's not. This
Only
one's
because
known
it's
as
not the
something
Kandarian demon.
else. Let
Yeah,
me
the
find out what they
Marauder, if I
call this
recall
one.
correctly, right?
Do they call it the
Yeah.
Marauder?
I think it's the Marauder, right? Do you
I
do you
think
remember
so.
I'll go and read it. I'll find it out.
that? Okay. So I'll say the building's power fails and Ellie's attacked by the demon. She returns to the department in a trance, menacingly threatens her family, and dies after pleading with Beth to protect her children. Ellie's neighbors help Beth lay her sister to rest in her bedroom and search for a way out. They find that the staircase has collapsed, the elevator's damaged, and they're unable to access the fire escape before Ellie revives and attacks the family, wounding Beth and Bridget. Beth and the children lock Ellie outside the apartment after she pursues and massacres the neighbors. That was such a metal scene, to be honest.
Yeah, that was.
And then, do you want me to read the next paragraph as well?
It says the final act of Evil Dead Rise gives birth to the Marauder. The Marauder is the final form at the very end when they're all like bunched together.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So have
So
you
just
just read
demon works for the
where it
most
ends as
part.
neighbors?
Yes, correct.
Danny confesses to Beth about recovering the Netorum de Monto, and Ellie tricks Cassie into unlocking the door before attacking her, while Danny and Beth are distracted, rescuing Cassie and locking Ellie out. Bridget becomes possessed via her wound. Bridget attacks Beth before turning on Danny and Cassie, who inadvertently impales her sister through the head with a broken broom handle. Well, that's one way to clean up.
Beth listens to the 3rd record to understand how to exorcise the Deadites, but learns the priest failed and his allies were all possessed. With only complete destruction and the host stopping the Deadites, Bridget revives and fatally stabs Danny, who sets Bridget on fire before dying as Ellie infiltrates the apartment using the vents. Realizing Beth is pregnant, Ellie attempts to rip the fetus out of her. I don't remember that scene. But Beth and Cassie are able to.
I don't remember that either. Does that actually happen?
I feel like that has to be like something that got cut, or is it director's?
I think it was the scene where I think that the rip part is where the annotation gets a little bad because they do recognize that she's pregnant, right? And they start talking all funny about it, and that's what the scissors then, as if like basically, I believe the idea is like they were coming to cut them open, kind of thing. Like it gets, and so I think their description there is a bit.
I don't actually remember that being a scene.
I was gonna say the only thing I can think of is it was like a director's cut or something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
very well be.
Cassie are able to incapacitate.
Yeah, these are never
her
written very well, by the way.
scissors. I can tell. Ellie fails to emotionally manipulate Cassie, who accepts that her mother is already gone.
Danny and the bodies of the neighbors are possessed, leading Beth and Cass to take shelter in the damaged elevator. Ellie, Bridget, and Danny merge into a multi-limbed creature known as the Marauder and climb atop the elevator to attack the pair as the elevator fills with blood. Combined weight causes the elevator to plummet to the ground floor, allowing Beth and Cassie to flee into the parking lot. Marauder captures Cassie and attempts to behead her with a chainsaw. But Beth returns and distracts it, and she and Cassie destroy the Marauder's body by forcing it into a wood chipper. Ellie's decapitated head taunts Beth, saying she will be a failure as a mother, prompting her to kick Ellie's head into the chipper. Beth and Cassie escape the building together. I'll just read this next time, too. The next morning, Jessica goes to the parking lot to leave for her vacation, where she's attacked by the unseen demon. And that ties back into the beginning.
Where did you end off?
Like
That's
he read the final
Oh.
sentence.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that,
the
and then
final
that
set.
ties me back into the beginning where
Yeah.
we see that happen again.
Exactly. So what'd you think about it?
I want Pit to go first.
Okay.
I want Pit's thoughts.
So I
as the
did
new
enjoy
guy.
the movie for sure. I definitely enjoyed. There were some things that made kind of little sense to me, mostly due to the fact of like location of other people where they are. Like Jessica, for example. You would think you would hear a whole bunch of shit happening throughout your apartment or
Wasn't
whatever.
it empty? Wasn't the apartment empty? Oh, the apartment building, wasn't it like full on empty?
Well, Jessica lives in that apartment, right? That's how I remember it.
She was on a lower floor. She wasn't on the same floor as the others.
But still, you would still hear, especially a shotgun blast.
Yeah, now I could argue that based on the quality of that apartment and stuff, they probably might be used to gunshots and the like in the area.
Yeah, with that, I've had said that apartment building didn't look like it was up to code.
Well, it was marked for demolition, basically, right? Like they were all gonna
Yeah.
have to leave, so it was condemned essentially. So
And maybe some people already moved out.
Yeah.
and so you could just look at it as like a rise of crime.
The only people,
things
if
like
I remember,
that.
there was some neighbors who were there.
Yeah. Because really the focal point of the film is really just that singular floor, and you could even argue that the Marauder or Deadeye in general, not Deadeye, but demon, could have affected like the sound of things, because it already has practically some
No,
warping
Deadites is like
abilities.
their general name, the type of demon they are, but like
Yeah.
there's just different ones. Like Kandarian demons obviously come from the castle of Kandar, whereas the Marauder doesn't.
Yeah. So ultimately, it could be a thing too where it kept other people from hearing it, kind of stuff, because it was only really messing with them. Think like the ability for it to start summoning that blood in the elevator, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then also, so correct me if I'm wrong, there should be 2 elevators for that place then, right? Instead of just the one?
I believe there was just one for it. Which honestly is probably a very, also
There was
maybe one reason why it
probably
was
one
condemned.
elevator, and there was probably an elevator for like staff and stuff. But we don't.
Because
But
then,
that'll probably be hidden.
in that case, wouldn't the elevator be like kind of not necessarily like ruined, but also like damaged in some sort of capacity? But once again, it goes back to your point of like it being condemned. But you would think like even from an earthquake, after all the earthquakes that it went through, there's no way it would be that badly damaged. And why would you still risk going down an elevator if it was that badly damaged? Me personally, if I see that, I'm like, nope. See you guys, I ain't going.
Yeah, well, it's because since the staircase was broken too, they didn't have the ability to go on the staircase. So really, it was the idea of, do we stay here and get taken out by the amalgamation of our friends and neighbors, or do we jump in this elevator and just hope we somehow make it? Which then they immediately experience the blood filling it up and
There is no
all
way
that
you will get
craziness.
me in that elevator.
Not even if I was there.
No, I would actually sneak you into the elevator, pretend I'm gonna go in, then I'm gonna get out and let the elevator just go with you.
So
in
you'll
it.
distract it for me. Thank you.
No.
See,
no,
that's the sacrifice
no,
of a true friend.
No.
I'll name my
running.
firstborn after you.
No, I am running away while the
Where?
elevator drops and you're dead.
But where are you running? On the 14th floor? Like, where are you going?
He's going straight to the Marauder. That's where he's going.
No,
In
actually,
the
yeah.
arms of.
No, actually, I would sacrifice
The
myself.
dead
Not for
eyes.
you, just so I can get away from you.
But then it'd be but then imagine though, if I get caught and killed too, we'll become part of the same thing. We'll be together forever
And ever.
Okay, better idea.
and ever.
Okay,
And
better idea.
ever.
I'm taking the elevator. You're getting killed.
We'll just take it together.
No, I want
We can all
I want
squeeze
you
in there.
away from me.
See, now there's still the option if somebody really, really, really wanted it to try to scale the building downward, right?
Yeah, to be honest, like, why would no one try to do that?
And also, most apartments, especially like LA or New York or Chicago, they usually have like fire escapes, sets of like ladders and
Yeah,
steps.
exactly. Yeah, like, why would no one take that? Unless it was like very badly destroyed.
Yeah, but that's really hard to say.
But yeah, what's your rating?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's nice. I would give it a 9 out of 10. I absolutely love this movie. Like I watched it in theaters multiple times. It was so good.
I'd give it a 9.10.
A 9.10?
Yeah, 'cause I liked it
Okay.
I liked it
A
that more.
9.10 out of 10? Yeah.
I liked it a
Yeah.
bit
You just
more.
like to be different.
No, I don't. I just like to fuck off. See how much he annoys me.
Annoying point 10.
At least a little bit. Yeah, you know?
I regret letting you on this podcast.
But yeah, I'll say this one. I feel like Evil Dead Rise was definitely like the perfect escalation in the Evil Dead franchise ever since they,
Well,
what
Bruce
was it
Campbell was
2014
like,
or 2012 for Evil Dead?
well, you know,
The the restart basically like
the
I don't know
remake,
what to really
the
call it.
remake, the
But
remake that's
it's
not
not
a
really
remake.
yeah, that's why it's complicated to explain because it's not
That was
really a remake.
2013.
2013, yeah. So it was a nice build up from that because that one was obviously a more sinister,
I'll tell
bloodier,
you now,
more
that
serious version.
that film, the end scene with all the blood, like the rain blood, was just perfect.
It was pretty epic, and
And I liked the main protagonist being someone who was previously possessed.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, yeah. And then for this one, it's just like obviously the big major trip of like perverting a family, right? Like turning into something horrific. But like the entire line where it goes like mom, mommy's with the maggots now,
That
and
is a
then
good line.
all of that, like, god, that was a moment where you're like, shit,
Fuck.
this is bad, and then the fact that they have children in this horror movie, right, and children dealing with the loss of their mother, and now their mother's back trying to murder them, right? Like some people be like, oh, why'd the little girl let her mom back in the apartment?
Still
What
a
else do you
mother.
think she's going to do? Like, in all honesty, she's confused, and she's a child. She probably was like really hoping things were okay now because her mother told her everything was gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes complete sense. And then
It
the
makes
neighbors kind of
sense.
misjudging the situation and it just immediately getting themselves taken out. It's beautiful because it also showed that the Marauder, as it would become, did not actually care about those neighbors. The neighbors were not part of the fuck around and mess with, right? They got in the way, they dealt with them,
Yeah.
and then continued fucking with those ones.
It
With
shows that the demons
actual
are
family.
only going after the people who allowed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in all honesty, if the others had just minded their own business, stayed in their own apartment, not done anything, there was a chance they would have been okay. Unless they made noise and the Marauder's like, hello, hello.
Yeah.
So
And
I
then
I love it. It's sinister, it's great, and I don't know if the same like writer, if he's in for the next one.
I
I wanna say
don't. I don't believe. So I think it's someone else.
I would say, do we
I
have
know
any
Bruce
news of them
Campbell.
making
I
a new one?
know Bruce Campbell is going to be like attached to it as like someone in behind the scenes, like a producer and stuff,
So its
because
title's
he
Evil Dead
himself
Burn.
is Evil Dead Burn. That's a sick
Yes.
title, to be fair. They need to bring Mia
Sebastian
back. I'm just saying it
Vanacek.
now. Please bring Mia back, please.
Yeah,
Give her a
so it says
chainsaw
Sebastian
hand.
Vanacek. He is the director and one of the writers in the film, and then Florent Bernard is the other writer in the film. He co-wrote the, I guess, movie Infested with Vanacek. So they're kind of like a duo. And 2026 is its rough release date.
That should be good. I can't wait for a trailer. But yeah, should we move on to guess the character to end up with?
Okay, hold up. And this guy looks like he's I guess one of the writers too, but this is about a year ago, so maybe not. With Francis Galupi, and I'm just gonna show you guys a picture of him because he is. Look at this mustache. That's a good mustache.
Let me have a look.
That's a solid mustache, right? Like that guy also has a great
What?
jawline.
What?
Great jawline, clean shave, great mustache, well kept.
He looks like J. Jonah Jameson with that
Yeah, is he gonna start
mustache.
asking for pictures of Spider-Man?
Best fucking not. I don't have any.
It's a hip version of J. Jonah Jameson. Got
Absolutely.
the
So yeah, I
hat
think it's
and
gonna
the
be great.
glasses.
I
Right.
think Evil Dead has the potential to definitely start overtaking some of the other more,
The
more
biggest thing
numerous
I'm
franchises.
curious on about this is how does this tie into the other Evil Deads, you know? Like, I get the ending at the beginning, how it ends at a cabin and just randomly in the woods. But like, does Jessica being possessed bring that book to there or not?
I would say, well, I think it's in its best interest that the book isn't with them because the book is obviously the key. If you destroy the book, you're gonna, cause problems. So if the book is left there and nobody knows it exists now because all the people who knew about the demon, that you're basically free and clear unless you get someone say, someone else who was tracking the history and goes, "This is where I tracked it to," and maybe searches the wreckage, maybe.
It's like from the like all three books were in the castle, but throughout time, because of like probably archaeological digs and stuff, they got separated and they were thrown around. And Nobi from the first Evil Dead, from the second one anyway, because Evil Dead 1 is actually a parallel universe.
Yeah.
So he basically found the book and read its passages, and that's why all that shit happened. And then, is it the same book in Evil Dead 2013?
No, they are
No.
different books. It is confirmed
Yeah.
for
So
that.
it is the second book.
It is the second book or the third book. We don't really know
Whichever.
which. The
We'll just
order
say
for
the
it.
second book for now. So in the Evil Dead 2013, somehow the second book is in Nobi's cabin. Probably he hid it, and he never got his hands on the third book, which is in this movie.
Well, there wasn't Nobi Cabin in the remake though.
Yeah, the cabin
It
that
was
went
just
to.
happened to be another cabin.
Oh, I thought it was the same cabin.
No, it's a different one.
Oh, right.
That's
So
why I
yeah,
was curious, like, how's it gonna tie into introducing Ash or introducing the 2013 version?
So
into
2013,
this?
it's a different cabin that Nobi hid. Probably Nobi hid the book in that
Well,
cabin.
I don't think Nobi
So-
had anything to do with the second book. That's
Well,
what I
that's
mean.
what So what I'm trying to see is like, is this gonna is this rebranching the whole franchise into a different universe of sorts, like how they did with
Well,
Evil Dead?
2013 was actually supposed to be not a remake, because 2013 originally there was a plan for Mia to be walking down the road and she gets picked up by somebody, and that person was going to be Ash.
That makes sense.
The person who picks up was going to be Ash, and he would have probably talked to her about what she's just been through, and that he's been through the same, but they didn't put it in.
So it's known as the Allen Cabin, I believe.
Right.
Which versus like the Nobi cabin. So that's the thing that's different. So my belief of it is this: is that this is that these Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, 2013, and Rise are all in the same universe, and the Ash vs Evil Dead series. Now, what's occurring is I think around the same time as things start really kicking off for Ash vs. the Evil Dead. This is happening with Rise and possibly Burn. We'll see more with Burn. And the idea is the world's going to shit. Like we already know, like the world in that ultimately it hits like post-apocalyptic stages, right? And
Yep.
having a rampaging free essentially marauder, because the marauder, the book's buried in the rubble of that old apartment building, and the marauder's out and about, means like there's not really much you can do to stop the thing because nobody knows what to expect. Like this marauder is now like a perfect like little sleeper, sadistic little sleeper agent, right? Until it just keeps getting stronger and stronger. So I think likewise at the same time, like that's gonna be happening and wrecking things. Um Parallel to Evil Dead, Ash versus the Evil Dead situation where he's finding the Deadites and stuff, culminating in the fight with the Kandarian demon, like that kind of thing. Like I think it's more of a he can't be everywhere protecting people, taking out the demons. That
And
kind of
Bruce
idea is what I like
Campbell's
the
like
most.
real life thing is that he can't do the physical acting anymore.
And in
That's
all
what
honesty, if these kind of take place around the same time or after, it explains why he's not there as well. You know what I mean? Like it fits like why he's not present, kind of thing.
yeah, because he
Giving
said
it
that he
open to
can't
another
do.
cast.
It said he can't do the physical acting anymore. So he just does like he's up to doing voice acting. So I think what they should do is continue his original show, but do voice acting, do his animation, and
I would love
maybe
more of it.
and maybe if they bring back the other actors to do voiceover work for their characters, they could continue it. But what they could also do is bring in actors from 2013 and Rise to reprise their role as characters in the anime show. So they at least interact with him, but then they can move on to the live action side as well.
The traumatized Avengers of the Evil Dead. Do you know what I mean? You
The evil Vengers.
yeah, they just they come together kind of like I think like Baldur's Gate, like the like hag support group, right? Like they're just like, yeah, we've seen some shit, and they start like on a lead to try and fight more of the dead. Maybe even
Oh.
referencing Ash. Maybe saying like, oh, there was this other guy who's doing things with like a chainsaw, and then Mia's like, that's a great idea, chainsaw hand. Or they could do like a Terminator style where like maybe the survivors from Rise are in a bit of trouble because they're being still pestered maybe by the Marauder or something. Like maybe the Marauder kind of recouped and went after them still. And then out of nowhere comes like a nice sweet Mustang or whatnot or whatever car like
The only reason I thought
what is her name eluding
that
me?
it was the same cabin in 2013 was because his car's there.
What car did Sarah Connor drive? in
Why do you want to know
Terminator?
what car she drove?
She
Because
drove a
so like the
Jeep,
Jeep
didn't
ran.
it?
Yeah, Jeep. So imagine like up rolls like a Jeep and out jumps Mia with like a chainsaw hand, you know what I mean? And takes it out, and that's how they meet each other, you know? And then they get together and start hunting down another thing. Just do like a whole Sarah Connor entrance.
Just do an entire Sarah Connor thing. Sarah Connor, I'm here to help you. That was a terrible fucking. Right, guess the character to end off. So I guess we can do two each.
I would say since I got the movie descriptions, you two can test each other with it,
Or we can test you.
or you can test me.
We both come up with two to give you. And I can message Pit what ones I've got, and he can message me ones I've got.
Okay.
That he's got.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll open. Right. So Pit, if you get your first two up, get your two open characters from any horror film, anyone.
Like, do I find photos or do I
Just
find
find
like?
just a name. It don't matter. Just at least you know who you got.
Consider it
Okay.
like I'm asking 20 questions style of trying to determine who a character is.
Yeah. And then what I'll do is, whoever goes first will send the other person what character they've gone with, and then, yeah. I'm just looking over in my DVD shelf to see what character I can come up with. Why do I have Men in Black in my horror section?
I don't know. It's your
Oh.
horror section. Why do you have that there?
I don't know.
I've also mentioned Slash.
I need to figure out my fucking DVD shelf. Right, we'll do Pits first while I figure out one. Okay, good options.
Excuse me.
By the way, they can be any character. It doesn't have to be a killer.
That's fair.
I can spell. That'd be great.
If you can spell.
Right, we'll start with Pit's first one.
All right. Just let me know when you're ready, Pit.
Okay. So like, do I give him a description or do I say something?
He has to ask you. He has to ask questions, and you just answer the questions he asks.
Okay, go ahead.
Is this character the antagonist of the movie?
Yes.
Is this movie a supernatural film?
Yes. Well, kind of.
Kind of. Okay. Does the character have some sort of special powers?
Yes.
Okay. Does this power involve coming back from the dead?
Really?
Okay. Is it Jason?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to cover that one pretty quickly. Is it Freddy Krueger?
No.
Is
He's gonna go for the top. He's gonna go for the top ones until he.
Is it Chucky?
No.
Okay, so now knowing that's not Chucky, that covers the hoodoo aspect. It's not Jason, so it covers that aspect with and Krueger with his dreams. It's a antagonist with a powers and something that might be close to that. Is it the creeper from Jeepers Creepers?
No.
No, and it
Damn,
never
okay.
will be.
Fair. Let's see. So brain. So it's not Scream. It is not. So other movies. It's supernatural, so I need to keep that in my head. Supernatural. Does it take place in North America?
Yes.
Takes place in North America. Okay. Does it take place around a cabin?
No.
Okay. Let's see here. So supernatural deals with that. Are there vampires in this movie?
No.
No? Okay. Let's see. It's not vampires. Supernatural. Is this character masculine presenting or femme presenting? Or neither?
Masculine.
Masculine, okay. It's a masculine character, supernatural, with maybe something somewhat related to death. Is this part of a popular movie franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some bad ones though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got some bad ones. All right, so some bad ones. It's North America. Is cannibalism involved?
No.
No cannibalism. Okay.
I had to think about that.
Shoot, my brain's starting to blank a little bit.
This is gonna be a tough one for you. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, it definitely feels like a tough one. So,
I've sent you mine, Pit.
I got
how many how many people are killed by this entity?
That's a okay. You've got to think about every movie here though, because it's just a character,
Yeah.
so they're in every film. So
They are in every film. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
I have to search up a kill count now.
Yeah, I am.
Candyman.
Wow, holy shit, you're right.
Wow. All right.
Yes, you got it.
So the
Okay.
idea for that, as I was thinking, was supernatural. There are multiple movies, and the fact is that you're trying to think of how many people died across all those movies,
Right.
and it just kind of clicked. I was like,
what we'll
wait
do
a
is
second.
we'll do my first one, and then we'll go back to
Okay.
Pitt's second one, and then back to my last one. So my
Sounds
first
perfect.
one. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Is this a supernatural film?
No.
Is this a slasher film?
Yes.
Is it one of your favorites?
This movie in particular, it's up there, but I wouldn't say it's top. It's not like high. It's not that high up. Trust it.
Okay. Is this character the antagonist?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Are there other antagonists in this film?
Yes.
Is this film part of a popular franchise?
Yes. He's gonna get this.
Did Matthew Lillard play one of the variants of this antagonist in the first film?
I hear you. Yes.
Is it Ghostface?
Yes, but which one?
Yeah.
Ooh,
You can't. You
okay.
can't just say it's Ghostface when there's multiple fucking Ghostfaces.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna say it's the why is it when it comes down to it, I start to have problems remembering the individual Ghostfaces. Starts with an R. Is it Raymond? Is it Raymond?
Raymond. No, it's
I'm
not
trying
Raymond.
to my
weird.
brain's trying to think of the name.
There's also like multiple fucking films as well. So which film is it?
Yeah. Is this part of the recent string of Scream
Yes.
movies? The okay, so it is part of the recent ones. Uh it's the guy, it's Quaid's character, right?
No.
It's Quaid's character. No, it's
No.
not Quaid. Is it shit, what's the girl's name?
It's not his partner either.
So what is it?
It's not his partner either. So it's not Scream 5.
Okay, so it's not Scream 5. So it's okay. So that means it is going to be, you ready for it? It is the older detective guy.
Yep.
Fucking you dick.
I just can't think of his name.
Detective
It's
Bailey.
Detective Bailey.
I'll give
Perfect.
you it.
Roman, by the way, not Raymond. Roman.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it's
had the A and
Roman.
the O mixed with my brain.
Right. Come on. It's second one.
All right. Is this a supernatural film?
Yes.
Supernatural film. Does the powers involve coming back from the dead, or rather related to not dying, like coming back?
I mean, what would you say, slasher?
With this particular one, I would say they have,
Yeah.
but they haven't at the same time. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
It's literally like they have, but they haven't. You'll understand when you get the character.
Is it Pennywise?
No.
No.
Okay. Sometimes you got to throw the random shots out there just to see, you know. And in high school, I was known as the buckshot guesser in my quiz team. The team was literally 4 of us, right? The 3 kill valedictorians who each are really good at something, and then there was me who could just pull an answer out of the hat out of nowhere, you know.
Yeah.
That was my only talent. Does this movie involve vampires?
No.
No.
No? Okay. Is this character the antagonist?
Yes.
Are there multiple antagonists in this film?
No. Well, no.
No.
Is this part of a popular franchise?
A cult following of a
Cult following
franchise.
franchise, yeah. More of a cult following type.
More of a
It did
cult
have a
following,
really
okay.
shitty remake.
Don't give him that hint.
He's not going to
It's
get it
okay.
from that because there's a lot of films.
When you
that have
said
shitty
really
remakes.
shitty remake, my brain went to, even though it's not a remake at all, that Zombie Beaver movie, that
No.
Zombie Beavers. It's awful movie. Awful, awful, awful.
I laughed
So-
so hard in that, but yeah, it was.
All right, so potentially bad remake, Does this take place in the United Kingdom?
No.
Well,
Where does it actually take place, actually?
well, there are certain ones when you think about it.
So it does take place in Ireland at some point in one of those movies.
Correct.
It's the Leprechaun.
Yeah.
You see what I mean by shitty remake? Because in that film, it's
Honestly,
not even a
though,
leprechaun. In that movie, it doesn't
to be
even
fair-
look like a leprechaun.
To be fair, that didn't give it away. I'm trying to think. No, okay, no, it gave it away. Absolutely gave it away. Because I just realized, I was like,
Thank
what
you.
movies have she remakes that are a supernatural entity that kind of has to do with death? And then as soon as you were like, well, some of them do, I was like, yes, because there's the one where he goes to like Vegas. Like,
All right, come on.
Slasher. I don't know how you play your games out where you're from, but when someone's trying to guess something, you don't give them a big hint like that.
Slash is like,
Shut up.
I've never heard Maury talk about the Leprechaun like at all. He doesn't
He's
know
not gonna
about this.
get this. He's just gonna be like, nah.
Well, if
All
this is
right,
what I can expect with Pit joining the podcast, we're gonna have fun.
Oh, yeah.
My last
ready?
one. Yeah.
All right, is this a supernatural film?
No.
Okay, is this a slasher film?
Well, actually, hold on. It kind of is when you think about it.
In what way? Because it's not.
It kind of is when you think about it. In certain aspects, it would be.
Let me message you why I'm saying that.
Okay. So
Is this-
pause on that.
Okay, is this character the antagonist?
I also trying to remember who this character is.
Actually, it's both.
Yeah.
So this was a slasher and supernatural.
No, not that. I'm on about the antagonist. They're both the protagonist and the antagonist.
They're both protagonist and antagonist. Okay, it's like a duel kind of thing.
And by the way, no, it's not. It's technically not supernatural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically not.
Antagonist and protagonist. Okay, so it's part of a popular franchise.
No, but it is
No.
in. But this director, did this like string of films that are fucking amazing.
Is the director Ari Aster?
No.
No. Different
There's-
director.
Okay.
A director that you have no idea would make these kind of films.
But he does really,
If you know it.
he does it really fucking well though.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi, or however you say his name.
No,
No.
I think you said that right by the way as well.
I did.
Yeah, I think you said that right. It is Taika Waititi.
Nothing else matters anymore. I got his name right.
Go on.
All right. So the director thing's a dead end for me because I'm really bad with that. So the idea is, are there multiple movies in this related with this
No.
character?
No, this is a
It's just a- no.
singular film.
Singular film. Would you say this film has a cult following, or is this film kind of at least reasonably popular?
It is popular.
It's recently popular.
Yeah.
Would it be considered a cult following? Not necessarily, but more of a
No.
cult following to the director.
Yeah.
So I already know the answer.
Well,
I'll start with this. M. Night Shyamalan.
no.
No.
Damn, so it's not split. Fuck. I was like, ooh.
No.
Ooh. Damn. I was so excited there.
By the
I
way,
was
the
like,
fact that
gotcha.
Split is part of a superhero.
You listen, I
universe.
now just remembered that, okay? It took me a minute. All right. I just got really excited. I did watch his recent movie, Trap. It wasn't bad.
It is technically a horror film. Split though.
Yeah. So, okay. So I got a little too excited there.
Prematurely there.
Antagonist slash protagonist combination duo. So, my own worst enemy style. Directed by somebody who you would not normally.
I think I've chosen one that stumped him.
Yeah.
Is this character femme presenting or masculine presenting?
Fem.
Feminine.
Feminine presenting. Okay. Feminine presenting. Okay. Antagonist, protagonist. Does this take place in North America?
Yes.
Does take place in North America. Okay. Does it take place in America?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Does it take place in the eastern United States?
I'm actually not sure where this takes place.
I feel like it's Western, but I could be wrong.
Let me actually.
Does this film take place in an urban environment?
No. It's definitely a coastal, if I remember correctly, kind of. Hold on.
Okay, so this takes place in a coastal environment.
Um,
Antagonist, protagonist. Not quite
Right,
supernatural,
I'm
but there
gonna
are almost
send
hints that it is.
Pit. I'm gonna send you what this is,
yeah.
and then you can tell him whereabouts this is, cause I don't know my my graphical shit.
Oh, you're fine.
So coastal western United States. It is a femme presenting character that is
Yep,
both the
it is
antagonist and
Western.
protagonist. Okay.
It's Western. It does take place kind of in a beach area, but also surrounding areas around that beach area. So some urban, also coastal.
Urban and coastal. So by the antagonist protagonist piece. No, there's only one movie. Okay, so it's not those. It's not the Smile movies, since there's the second one. And that would be definitely supernatural. There would be no question about that. In this antagonist protagonist relationship of this character, is it a is it a split personality?
No,
Is it a
No, it's
trope
not
of
split.
like the unborn twin?
no,
Okay. Is it just a like a mental health kind of
no.
No, not mental health.
okay, so they're antagonistic, but also they're the antagonist and the protagonist of their own film.
By the way, this is. I think that's stumping him when I'm saying that, because if I
Yeah.
told him exactly what it is and how that works, he'd get it.
Well, that's
So
why
and
I'm
that's
because you're saying no on some of them, but some of them is kind of half.
yeah, it's half and half. It's weird. It's weird to explain
It's
without
not a
giving it
full
away.
no, but it's also not a full yes.
it's not a full no, not a full yes. So just like the supernatural piece is not technically a full no. But
Correct.
it's not a full yes because there's enough there for it. Okay. Did this film come out post 2010?
This came out
It definitely came out after.
after 2010.
2015?
No,
Post?
later.
Later.
So it's later than 2015. 2020 post.
No, 1 year before.
Yep.
So 2019. It's a 2019 film.
Yeah.
It Follows is not a 2019 film.
No.
No.
Okay.
He's gonna hate himself when if he doesn't get this. I swear to God, if he's not seen this, I'm gonna make him watch it.
I'm just
I
thinking
figured the
of better
director
descriptors.
thing would have gone him.
I'm bad with names ultimately, so the issue is, except for like a very select few, it does tend to stump me.
It's a very recent director. And like
Yeah.
I said earlier, it's something that you would not expect this person to do from what
He
he
made
did in
it.
the past.
He
to
made a
be
film
director.
before this one
That did really well.
that did really well,
And it's a
and
completely
it
different
was a
genre from
complete
what he
mind
was.
fuck of a movie as well.
It's a completely different genre from what the director is known for.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then he did a movie after this, which is also like a different. Like all three of these films are like different genres, but they're all like part of this thing that he's doing.
What do you mean by thing he's doing?
Kind of like this, the basic story, a different thing. I can't really say it without giving it away.
So are these other movies part of the same thing as this movie?
Like same universe?
Like not same universe, but like, he made them one after other. He made them one after the other.
Gene 2019 film. It is a horror movie. It doesn't involve psychological horror.
yes and no. So I think there are some like mindfuck things, but it's not full on.
Oh, I didn't know he directed that. Interesting.
Okay, so let's see. Western United States. There's some coastal things. It's like half and half of every other delineator. How many victims are there in this movie?
Are we counting actual characters that you see in the movie, or are you counting also people you don't see in the movie?
Sure, all of them. Even the ones you don't see.
If it's the people you see in the movie, I think it's only 8. If it's people you don't see in the movie, it's billions.
Well, on screen in the film, the deaths you do see, there's 14.
There
But
you
the
go,
deaths
yeah.
you don't see, it's a lot higher.
Okay, so it's a
So
end of the
apparently the
world.
breakdown, I don't know if this is true, apparently there's a total of 66 deaths, 14 are men, 14 are women, and 38 victims of unknown gender.
Okay.
Probably from outside shots, wides, or whatever. But yeah, I think that might be right.
Lucas, my boy, can you be good?
That's
Stop
just
that.
what the Google AI says, but I don't know if that's true.
Okay. So this thing ends up being a large scale event.
Correct.
Yes, at the very end, it does end up becoming. It is like a large scale attack, but the film focuses on this one family.
This one family. Ooh. See, now it's funny because I don't think this movie that I'm thinking of. No, because there's not like 14 people involved. In that movie, that takes place where like the family's stuck in their house because there's like that weird like the TV screen starts giving them instructions.
No, it's not
That
that.
doesn't. Yeah, that one works. The antagonist doesn't fit there.
I
But
don't
my
even
brain
remember
doesn't
that. I
go
don't
that
even
way.
know what film you're on about there.
No,
What film is that?
I'm trying to think of its name. That's half the problem here. But it has like it's a name kind of like It Follows, but it's not. Obviously, it's not It Follows. It is something about me like follow instructions or
I
await instructions or further instructions. Await
don't know if
further
I've seen
instructions.
this. Right, go on.
Okay, so it leads to a catastrophe. Antagonist like protagonist character. God damn, this makes me almost wish it was Smile 2, just because
It's
that
not.
one definitely kind of lead. Yeah, no, because there's not enough death in all honesty, but the way that movie kind of hints, like, oof. Western United States. It's gonna be something that's gonna stump me, and be terrible. Let's see. Kind of a slasher,
I
kind of
really want him
not.
to get it.
Um,
I'd be impressed if he does at this point.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I'll
because
be
I'm
impressed if
basically.
it's the name of the movie.
Give me
Oh.
a hint. This is the first time I actually asked for a hint, by the way.
Yeah, what's a hint I can give you?
You can give him the director's name.
Should
Yeah,
I
you
just should
could
I
give
just
it.
give him the director's name? Jordan
Do
Peele.
it.
Jordan Peele.
The face he's making.
It's
like,
us, right?
Yes.
it is us.
Yeah.
Who's the character?
Now,
You
the
see what I
character
mean when
is
I
going
said
to be the mother.
yes?
I just can't think of the
Adelaide,
mother's name.
Adelaide Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
So
see what-
yeah, absolutely.
you see
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
You see what I mean when she's the kid, when she's the villain and not the villain.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually,
Even though, to be fair, the main Adelaide, who we follow through the film, is a villain because she took the tethered Adelaide's place.
that is true.
So technically, villain.
But you see what I mean when I said that it's something that you would not expect from like this director for what he's known for.
What did you say he made that you didn't think he made? Oh, you've got
See?
the Golden Scissors, of course you do.
Yeah, and I just didn't think about it whatsoever. The movie, to be fair, I actually don't remember the code. Like, I don't remember it being in the Western US. I just remember like everything else about the movie.
It takes place in like Santa Cruz,
LA,
California.
Santa Cruz area. I was thinking it was taking place in like New York
Oh,
Beach,
shit.
like
Get
I also
out,
have
get because
one of the Halloween knives as well.
So it goes, get out,
Get Out,
us, and
Us.
then
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I was just like, he would get it if he knew the director's name easily.
Yeah. As the peel part happened, yeah, that's when it.
Yeah,
That was
like
the
the fact that I had to try and like tell you that the villain not villain thing was like very specific.
Yeah.
I was so hard trying to tell you it's just a fucking clone.
Oh yeah, because if you said clone, I probably would have been on it like almost immediately.
Right. Well, Pit, are you joining next weekend?
I think so. Wait, no, I won't be able to because wait, actually no, I won't be able to because it's my wife's birthday.
On Saturday.
Ooh.
Yes.
Can you do it Sunday? So we can
I
do
might
it
be able to.
We can do it either day. Well, I'll message you like Friday next week. Just
Honestly,
to make
Sunday
sure.
works. Sunday does work best for me this coming weekend, anyways.
Oh, we'll do Sunday anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah. So Sunday.
I'll make sure it with you anyway. But yeah, hope everybody did enjoy today's episode of the podcast. Thank you, Pit, for joining finally.
Of course, it was fun.
It's been a ball ache with this douche. But yeah, we don't know what next episode is going to be because we're done with the Evil Dead thing. So we will come up with a topic. We'll discuss topics. I hope everybody did enjoy today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe on the YouTube side of things. Thank you, and rate us on all of your audio platforms, whatever, if you enjoyed. Don't forget to keep on slashing, keep watching horror, and we'll see you horror fans later. And podcast is brought to you by the Slasher Podcast Network and my usual social media, and we'll see you guys later. Bye for now.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Have you checked the children?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Boogeyman is real, and you found him.
Don't you blame the movies? Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.